This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. It's absolutely fantastic to be in this position to be able to bring this video to you today. Thank you very much to everybody who has taken the time to watch the video. It's all very much appreciated. Fantastic day of UK racing we've had today. We've seen Desert Flower, Classic Watch 25 possible Desert Flower, take out the Group 2 at Doncaster, beating a very good field containing other Classic Watch 25 possibles, which is always a good sign. The cream of the crop coming to the top already. And in France, we've also had Zarigana, who is out of a mare who was identified by myself over 6 years ago. Zarkamaya taking out the Group 3 Prix d'Aumale over a mile today at Longchamp. There's just check social media posts on Patreon and things like that for other selections coming up this weekend. There is other posts around my social media outlets, but for now, what I'm going to do today is bring you another Stallion in Focus for free. What a nice person I am, eh? Stallion in Focus is this is the third of the series. Basically, it's just giving me an opportunity to learn about the dam lines of the stallions I identified in 2019 on the Reprieve Media CIC racing site, and I thought I might as well share it with you guys as well. Basically, the thinking is, well, the dams are starting to come through as well. We've had three, I think, off the top of my head, Juddmonte mares who have all side winners this year, fold winners this year, mares at 2. So it stands to reason that the males on the site will be doing the same. We just need to have a good look at them and work out which ones we're going to be. Like I said, the site can be found at repcicracing2020.great/site.net. You can see all these horses that I'm looking at now. It goes up from about May 2019 to the end of 2020. One of the disadvantages of having free hosting is they have capacities. Once the site gets full, it's full. There's nothing much people can do about it. Right, on to the horse today. What we're going to do is I'm going to have a quick look at the horse, the form of the horse. We'll take a look at the pedigree of the horse. We'll have a look and see where that fits in historically to the historic Classic Watch, classic winning site that I use. I will also take a look at relatives at stud, closely related to the horse. Then what I'll do is I'll try and find any ones off the dam line that are going round currently that I might be following or keeping an eye on at this stage. And then we will be able to watch the horse win 2 Group 3 races and finish third in a Group 1. Because that is how good this horse was. Waldpfad is the name of the stallion, sired by Shamadal, out of a dam called Waldpfad, who herself was sired by Mark of Esteem. Very interesting horse, I feel. We'll take a look at the form of the horse first. People will see there that when I identified the horse around July 2019, it won consecutive Group 3 races in a fortnight. Firstly taking out the Group 3 over 6 furlongs in July 2019 in Hamburg, Germany, Sparkasse Holstein Cup, and then coming to the UK and winning the Group 3 Hackwood Stakes at Newbury in July 2019. It was, look at the price of it then, 33 to 1. It was then a 13 to 10 shot, went up to Group 2 company and finishing second behind Royal Intervention. And then the horse turned in arguably one of the best performances of his career when he was third out of 11 behind Hello Youmzain in the Group 1 Haydock Betfred Sprint Cup, again, back in the UK. The Racing Post has his win over Cardem, who was a dual Group 1 winner subsequently, isn't he? So the form of this horse is quite good. I think even now I can see that this horse has had a form boost since he retired. It ran to a mark of 116 when the horse won the Hackwood. Ran to a Racing Post rating of 113 when he was placed in the Betfred Sprint Cup behind Hello Youmzain, like I said. So a very interesting horse, I think, Waldpfad. He was then 12th last of all in the Prix Forêt on his last run. And then it was off to stud for the horse, where he is currently standing a 2024 stud fee of €3,000. I think that's quite cheap. I really do. Before we take a look at the pedigree, we'll look how they're going. His first crop was in 2022, and he has sired a crop of 52. In his first crop, only 4 of them have hit the track. So it's safe to say that people haven't missed any of his stock so far, and none of them have won. 3 colts and 1 filly. And they've been running up to the distances of under 5 furlongs and a mile. 2 have raced in France, have raced 7 times, and 3 have raced in Germany. Needs a winner from somewhere, the lad. I can even see that now, that he needs a little boost, even at this early stage, which is unfortunate. People take a look at the pedigree of the horse, they will see that Waldpfad is Damline 5H. There's his entire race record. He was actually quite solid. He was in the first 3 in 14 of his 17 races, winning €201,000 in Germany and Great Britain, even though we don't use euros here. So I don't know what they've done with the currencies there. Just a recap of what we already know. Dual Group 3 winner, Group 2 placed twice, and Group 1 placed as well. 3 trainers it had in Germany: Melanie Sauer, Andreas Wohler, and Dominic Moser. And if people were to run 5H through the historic dam line, they'll see that it's a very interesting pedigree indeed. You're looking at horses here. If you look at Walker, the 5th dam of the horse, I'm sure that's pronounced Volker, looking at some of these, in 1974, she was foaled. You will see that she actually fits in quite nicely. And then it's just a matter of tracing to the current date. People will see that Waldpfad and Waldbeer are the first 2 dams of Waldpfad. And people will see that Waldpfad, the 2nd dam, is already on the site, and she is in fact a classic winner. Winning, I'm going to say, the 1996 St Leger in Germany, although older horses I think can run in the German St Leger. So I would be unsure what year she actually won that race by. Waldpfad is really the key horse, I think. She's the 2nd dam of this horse. She is a classic winner herself. And she's also foaled at least 2 classic winners. If we've looked at Mars Marvel and Wald Park there, both sired by Monsieur and Dabawi respectively. So people can see, if they go back to, say, 1943, that this is a middle distance pedigree, which to me gives this stallion an edge, because this stallion was fast. Waldpfad was a 6 furlong horse. So I was hoping, really, that he'd be a good stallion in Germany, at least. He still might prove to be. But it does seem that some of his 2-year-olds seem a bit slow this year to come to hand. Although it has to be said, they have EBF Rennens in Germany, they have sales races in Germany. They don't seem to race that much at 2. Every 2-year-old race I see is a very small field, apart from the sales races, obviously. So I think they could do a lot better in Germany with their 2-year-old pattern. There isn't a race above Group 3 level in the German pattern for 2-year-olds. So the incentive to breed 2-year-olds just isn't there. But ideally, I would know if these stayed a mile and a half before they went for German Oaks and German Derbies, Waldpfad horses, because he would definitely be a stallion in Germany that if I could find one, I would chance. Because some of them just look so slow, the stallions out there. They look for breeding middle distance horses. And this one here is on a middle distance dam line, bred with a stallion, a father of Shamadal, good horse, and a great stallion, you would have to say. Good horse, great stallion. He won Group 1s, but I'd say he's a better stallion than he was a racehorse, in my opinion. But this one here, son of Shamadal, Waldpfad, would be my German speed horse for the next 3 or 4 or 5 years, stallions. I've got a couple. I've got Rubaiyat is one. You know, that could be another one that we might get to on this site, actually, if we get through the months quick enough. But this would definitely be one that I would be looking to inject a bit of pace into my German selections on my German dam lines. You know, because some of them at 2 over 7 furlongs and the Guineas trip, they look a bit slow. You know, they're competitive, and the Guineas is only Group 2 out there anyway. But still don't mean I want to win the races. But this horse here, this stallion here is interesting for me. But Where are the horses? They don't seem very dangerous to judge a horse on its first crop. 4 years' time, if he's still looking like this, they're not getting out, they're not winning races, then, and obviously it'd be struggling. At least they're not getting beat. They're not just not running. That's the frustrating thing. They've not had more of the 52 out. And who knows why that is? You know, a racing outsider like me would never know why that is. But yeah, like I said, very interesting horse. It can breed classic winners, this damn line can. I wouldn't rule this stallion out. Let's look at some of the other horses he's next to. There's actually a half sister to this one. This one is out of Waldpfad as well, as Waldpfad is. Waldpfad won 9 out of 19 races and was in the first 3 in 13 of 19 races, winning €253,230 in Germany. Very good horse. 9 out of 19 races. Just a late developing horse. Won a Group 3 at 3. And then he didn't win. Did he ever win a Group 1? No, he didn't. He won a Group 3 in a listed race at 4. He won another 2 Group 3s at 5. And he won another Group 3 at 6. Never tried him above, and when he did, he wasn't placed at any higher level than Group 3. But the horse is at stud, available on a price of a rival horse, Waldpfad, standing at Gestert Trona. Waldpfad is standing at Gestert Etzien, wherever that is. Waldpfad is another one who struggled really with crop numbers. You see, Waldpfad's definitely got an advantage on this one because his first crop only side 8. Waldpfad had 52. This horse has had 81 horses in about 10 years. It has side a stakes winner from its first crop, though. That's done well, hasn't it? And you will see again that there just isn't much at all in to recommend this stallion. 2 stakes winners and 1 graded winner out of 80 horses. Mainly going around in Germany and France. That's the best progeny there. Abendwind won a Group 3, the Zugfuchsrennen at Baden-Baden. Very average stallion, it has to be said. They don't seem to stay a trip either, do they? Which is worrying for Waldpfad. Not many of them have stepped out as a mile and a half of there. Tricky. Yeah, I don't like to see horses like that. So closely related to mine. Mars Marvel is a St. Leger winner, won the UK St. Leger. He only was in the first 3, though, in 7 of 22 starts, winning £391,805 and 46,200 Australian dollars. So there you go. Mars Marvel, the St. Leger winner of 2011, is also a Group 3 and listed winner at 3. At 4, placed in the Coronation Cup. And then at 5, he went to Australia and secured another couple of group placed efforts in the Craven Plate at Randwick and the Bacardi Hill Stakes at Randwick as well. Mars Marvel is obviously another one at stud at Arras d'Alatelier in France. Standing for a fee of €12,500. Fair stallion, this one, it's fair to say. People see Worth Tauber be the second dam of this horse. This is a national hunt stallion, really now. Look, siring big proper crops towards the end of his thing. I think he might have started as a flat stallion. Not entirely sure. But he's a national hunt stallion now in France. He sired some nice ones as well. Obviously, the only listed horse on the flat is True Marvel, but he's a stallion of horses like Tiapu, who won the Stallions last year. You know, the Great Wood Hurdle winner there, Heltenium. You know, he's sired some nice horses over the jumps. The sort of stallion that's probably always going to get better because he's quite a young stallion. Horses coming through nicely, I think, in the national hunt sphere, with Tiapu leading the way, Grade 1 horse. He's also sired a Crayon Grand Steeplechase winner there, which could arguably be quite a big race in France. I don't know enough about French cross-country racing. I'm assuming it is quite a big race. It wouldn't be as near the top of the list as he is. Then you've got Le Danza. Remember that one? Did Philip Hobbs train that? I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure if he did. It came from France to England or not. I might be thinking of a different horse. So that one seems to have gone around quite well in the pattern in France. Sail Gem, another one. Some nice horses. It wouldn't surprise me if there was plenty more to come out of Mars Marvel as well. Obviously, his flat career seems to be over somewhat. One stakes placed horse, and it could be argued, looking at how he's been. That was placed in the Group 1 Sydney Cup, though, true marvel. So his pattern race nearly was a Group 1 winner. That'd have been quite funny. Right, there we go. People might have thought, bloody hell, Mr. Trick here, if that had gone in. But yeah, interesting stallion. Mars Marvel, very interesting. Another one we've got to look at really is Waldpfad. He's on the same line. Worth Talbot as well is the dam of this one. Waldpfad won 4 of 21 starts in the first 2 in 9 of 21, earning €406,400 and 10,460 Australian dollars. Another one sired by Dubawi. They've thrown some good stallions at this damn line over the years, and it has paid for them. This is a classic winner. Waldpfad won the 2011 German Derby. He also won a listed Derby trial at 3. And then he never won a pattern race. He's very highly tried at 4. Second in the Group 2 there, Hansa Price. And he was 4th in 2 German Group 1s and 2 Italian Group 1s back in the day when Italian racing had some Group 1 races. That was only 2012. They've destroyed Italian racing in the last 12 years, haven't they? And at 5, he was placed in another Group 2 race. He was a good horse, obviously. Classic winner. You know, he'd have done his job if I'd have identified him in 1998. And at stud, he's another one siring National Hunt horses now, I think. I've seen him sire the odd National Hunt winner. Again. But again, from relatively small crops, the horse has only sired 189 foals in 7 years. But 49 of them have won. And it's a very interesting horse, really. But again, why would you use Mars Marvel on the same line as sort of doing this one no favours? This one's based in France as well, at the Haras d'Annabo. I'm sure I've absolutely destroyed that. But I'll do my best. Don't have many cricketers from France. That's how I tend to speak foreign languages quite well, is through the cricket teams. You know, they've always... If there's any Sri Lankan racing, I wouldn't struggle much with the jockeys and trainers out there. But yeah, 120 wins total for 49 individuals. He's one that hasn't really made much of a breakthrough. He's a listed winner there of one horse in Scandinavia, Yellow Submarine. But what he's siring winners, but he's not siring really ones that are making their mark at the top of National Hunt racing, I don't feel. So again, probably a stallion that there's just better alternatives on the line. That's the trouble with these damn lines. Some of them you get 4 or 5 standing in the same country. You know, you got this one going around for $2,500. That's $10,000. But if people haven't got £12,500 and they fancy to go on Mars Marvel, then they should automatically go to this one. That would be the obvious thing to do, in my opinion. But judging by the size of the crops, just doesn't seem to be happening. And the 2017 ones are still only 7. But he doesn't seem to be being used at all at the end now, does he? You know, he needs a boost from some National Hunt or somewhere. Just to remind everybody that the Stallion is still about, don't he? Waldgeist, to me, is a fantastic racehorse, arguably the best one on this line in the last 30 years. Sired by Galileo out of a dam called Waldlecker, who herself was a very good producer of black-type horses before sadly dying recently, I think. Waldpfad, you'll see, is now the 3rd dam of these horses. Waldmark is the 2nd. So we're down now to the 1st and the 2nd dam of the stallion, Waldpfad. Waldgeist won plenty of races. Group 1 winner at 2. Classic runner-up at 3. I wasn't sure. That's why I said he wasn't sure whether he's a classic winner or not. I couldn't quite remember if he was. He was also 4th in the Irish Derby of 2017. Runner-up in the French Derby of 2017. It was at 4 and 5, really, where he started to dominate racing. At 4, he won 3 Group 1s. I think, no, 2, sorry. He won the Grand Prix de Chantilly and the Grand Prix de Saint-Cloud. He won 2 Group 2s, the Prix Foy and the Prix de Hérouville, and was 4th in the Arc. And at 5, he went back and made amends, won the Arc. He also won the Prix Gannet and the Prix Foy at Group 2, and was 3rd in another 2 Group 1s, the Prince of Wales Stakes and the King George. Absolutely fantastic horse. Entered stud at 2020. Ballylynch stud for a initial fee of €17,500. And then I think it's fair to say things haven't worked out. The 2020,004 stud fee is down to €10,000. I mean, I've tried. I've had a look at it. I like this bloodline, obviously. I've followed a few on it over the years. And I was hoping Waldgeist to be a brilliant stallion. Up there with Ulysses as regarding Sons of Galileo that might sire some decent horses. He might still. He might still. Safe to say, 79 and 77 foals. His crops were quite even, his first 2. But there's been only 2 stakes winners. And they're coming to the end of the 3-year-old campaign now, the first crop. People saw themselves, Waldgeist, definitely improved with age, and I think there's already evidence of that. He's signed 4 2-year-old winners and 17 3-year-old winners. The modern breeders love 2-year-old winners, especially in certain parts of the world. They get obsessed by them. Both stakes winners have come from the fillies. He's not had a stakes winning colt yet, Waldgeist, which after that amount of horses going round, 79, would worry me if I was a Stallion standing Waldgeist. People will see there that both crops have come this year at 3, I think. You'll see that. And they both come on between 10 furlongs and 1.5 miles and 1 mile and a first. A trip as well, again. Nothing under 1 mile. Has won a stakes race. Side by Waldgeist, that's at 2 or 3. I mean, if this horse ain't careful, he's going to end up siring National Hunt horses, isn't he? With a profile like this. You see they've gone round in France, Great Britain and Germany. So stakes winners in France and Great Britain. Forest Fairy is the one in Britain. I should know that because I actually identified it when it won at Chester. Forest Fairy won the Cheshire Oaks. And Mitt Waldor I've not seen. She's won a listed race at La Teste Bouche. Don't think I'm familiar with that one at all. But yeah, Forest Fairy has been disappointing since she won that day at Chester. She's totally failed to beat any horse's own. So I don't think £10,000 is value at all on this one at the moment. I was hoping for so much more from this stallion this year, especially at 3. To think there's ledgers coming up and there's not even ledger trial horses by Waldgeist going round. What sort of races are they trying to win? Yeah, so that's what's baffling me with this stallion at the moment. Would only suggest to me that some of his crop are falling way, way short of expectations, unfortunately, for the stallion. But again, as a breeding outsider, all I can look at is the figures. I don't get a chance to interview any breeders and say, what's going on here? Ballylynch stud, what people should be able to pick the phone up to and ring them up and get an interview with them. But, I don't think that'll ever happen. But sadly, even though I've done nothing but talk well about their horses over the years. But Waldgeist, to me, is a very average stallion, unfortunately, at this stage. Waldkonig is an interesting one. He's Waldgeist's younger brother, side by Kingman, half-brother, sorry. Waldgeist was a horse riddled with injuries, it's fair to say. He was never out the first 3 in 5 starts, only managing to win £42,524. Waldkonig has won a listed race. He won the Group 3 Gordon Richard Stakes at 4, and he was listed placed at 3. And again, you see, one that's already hinting at taking a bit more time, winning a pattern race at 4, after being only placed in 1 at 3. Waldkonig, no stud record as of yet. Commenced stud duties in Ireland in 2023. Be interesting to see how that one goes. Very interesting indeed, I think. But back to Waldpfad, the subject horse. We need more. We're looking. There's been a common thread through this stallion. They might be good on the track, but what is the bred by any of these? We've looked at 5 stallions now, I think, and some of them are what they are. Unfortunately, there might be race horses more than producers of horses, if that makes any sense. It certainly appears that way over the last 30 or so years with the horses we've looked at. Right, what I do like to do normally is try and show you any horses that I am identified that are still going round, because there might be more to come from them. I've only got 2 this year, really. Waldfrieda She was a sort of a classic hope at some point, but she has fallen way short, really, at this stage. But they do improve her age. People have seen that. Winning €18,875. She has managed to win a race, and she was second in the listed Alshon Trophy at 2. But this year, no pattern form so far at this stage from the horse. People will see that Wild Beer is the second dam. The dam of Waldpfad is the second dam of Waldfrieda. So, yeah, we're quite closely related to this one. The main one, though, was the golfing horse that suddenly died. Point Sur, sired by Bright Beacon. Bright Beacon is also the dam of this horse, New London. But New London, to me, seems to have had his day. You know, so I'm not really following this one as much anymore. They've gelded the horse. But yeah, at his time, you see Waldpfad, the third dam of the horse, he was unlucky not to do his job for Classic Watch. He was second in the 2022 UK St Ledger. You see, this is the one you'd want to kick on, wouldn't you? But he just didn't. Absolutely incredible things, animals. We've looked at no other horses on this line improve from 3 to 4. The one that is placed in a Classic has just not. Absolutely incredible things they are. Winner of 8 out of 9, in the first 3, in 8 out of 9 starts, and winning £386,495 in Britain and Germany. Gordon Stakes winner Group 3, placed in a Group 1 as well, the St Ledger, and placed in the Chester Bars, placed in 2 listed races at 4. He's paid the highest price for not training on, with the use of his testicles gone. And Point Sur suddenly got off the mark on his second start. Running quite well, I thought. A mark of 91 on his second start for a 2-year-old in novice company in October 2023. I was looking forward to this one at this stage. But then again, he sadly died, aged 3. But then we had a little boost today. Misunderstanding. Sired by first season Stallion, Hello Zane. The second one of his has got on the list this year now. He was also the sire of Electrolyte. Sired by Waldjagd. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Waldjagd has managed to win. He's had a good start to his career. He won one of them £50,000 Euro maidens in July. Where he beat, it was the day Ultra Fragola won. That Chauncey Gardner was another success on the day. Misunderstood, managed to beat that. Gone into a mark of 85 and is bound to have improved on that today. Where he's beaten Nesthorn by 4.5 lengths. Went up to a mile to win the Group 3 Prix de Chêne at Newmarket. At Longchamp, Newmarket. Longchamp today. So we've had a Group 3 winning 2-year-old off this line today. In the Marco Baratti trained, Haras Netram and Mustafa Bekti owned. Misunderstood. People see, how does that fit in? Well, Waldpfad is the second dam of Waldjagd. So yeah, straight on the maybe list for this 2-year-old. So they're the only 2 really that I'm following at the moment, Waldfrieda and Misunderstood. Hopefully they will prove good enough to win pattern races at some point. Waldfrieda, I think, by failing to get to the German Oaks, has missed her chance because I don't think the German St Ledger is even a Group 1, even if she was to win it. The Italian St Ledger, the same. But if she turns up in the Group 1 for St Ledger and wins that, the Pre-Royal Oak, I don't think her form would be miles off that at this stage because she'd have to take on the older horses there. So she's one that could possibly have missed her chance. So now all we need to do really now is watch the horse win Waldpfad 3 times. And we will do that now. The first race we're going to take a look at is via the Deutsche Gallop YouTube channel because the race I went to watch it was an evening race and I could find the first 5 races where I normally get my racing, but the commentary was in English and French. I mean, French and German. English and German, on Equidia. English commentary on a French channel. But what they forgot to do is to turn the fader down. So the German commentary was coming through as well. It really did need to be believed, really, what they were subjecting people to. But we're going to take a look now at the race.
Clear for Takeoff ist jetzt hineingegangen Und als der Start erfolgt zum 6. Rennen im Sparkasse Holstein Cup 1200 Meter die Distanz und Ambiance an die Außenseite. Der schwedische Gast geht gleich an die Spitze, dahinter dann die Gruppe mit Iron Duke, mit McQueen und an der Außenseite Supremo, das sind die 3 Verfolger, dahinter dann Waldpfad und Powerzone und Clear for Takeoff am Ende des Feldes. Es geht in den Schlussbogen hinein. Ambiance weiter vorne mit 1,5 Längen etwa. An der Außenseite verbessert sich Supremo, hat ein bisschen Schwierigkeiten, um die Kurve zu kommen. Da sieht man an der Innenseite Iron Duke. McQueen ist dicht auf, dahinter dann Waldpfad im Fahrwasser des führenden Quartetts. Dahinter sieht man dann als vorletztes Pferd Clear for Takeoff und Powerzone am Ende des dicht geschlossenen Feldes. Das schließt aber weiter dicht zusammen. Es geht in den Einlauf. Ambiance also weiter mit dem Kommando. An der Innenseite kommt Iron Duke, außen Supremo war. Ambiance weiter mit dem Kommando. Ambiance ist weiter vorne. Der Gast aus Schweden, Ambiance. Und jetzt kommt an der Außenseite der Vorschuss von Waldpfad. Und der tritt enorm an. Waldpfad an der Außenseite wird stärker. Ambiance ist da vorne, aber Waldpfad zieht jetzt durch. Waldpfad geht auf und davon. Waldpfad ist hier noch ein ganz, ganz leichter Sieger. Waldpfad gewinnt vor Ambiance. Dahinter dann in der zweiten Brümmerhofer Farbe Clear for Takeoff. Und dahinter sah man dann den aufgelösten Rest, aber an der Spitze war es eine ganz, ganz eindeutige Angelegenheit für Waldpfad. Ambiance dahinter dann auf dem 2. Platz und Clear for Takeoff dahinter auf dem 3.
I remember that day. I thought that was a good performance on the day. He was a bit short on the day, but I definitely wrote him down, I think, after that race, going back 5 years. Because I remembered he was on that same dam line. So he was definitely one of the first that was going round. Don't forget Waldgeist was going round at this time as well. As Waldpfad, there was a few going round. But yeah, I thought that was a good performance to take out that Group 3 race in Germany. I was quite surprised when I saw that he was entered less than a fortnight later over in the UK at the same grade. And this was incredible. I remember this race on the day as well. At this stage.
Lined up, and they're off. For the Bet365 Hackwood Stakes, Group 3 over the straight, 6 furlongs. Don Juan Triumphant broke well with on the far side Recon Mission. They are the leading pair. Recon Mission from Don Juan Triumphant. Barbill is close up in behind them. Then the white-faced Snazzy Jazzy, and running this side Oxted in the red-coloured jacket. The favourite, the Tin Man in the dark blue and maroon, keeps company with Projection. And then the German Raider Waldpfad is over to the far side, chased by Keystroke and Cardam, who are the last couple. Galloping on down towards the halfway stage, they're racing down the middle of the track, and up ahead Recon Mission pressed for the advantage by Don Juan Triumphant in the blue and white, and then a wall of them near side Oxted with the Tin Man travelling well, Snazzy Jazzy likewise, Barbill to the far side with Waldpfad, and then Projection is now being pushed along. Keystroke is at the back, and also ridden with patience is Cardam. They make the journey on inside the final quarter of a mile. Don Juan Triumphant, this side is Oxted on the far right. The German Raider Waldpfad is coming into it well. The Tin Man is flat out in behind them, and it's Waldpfad who's come through to take over. Racing inside the final furlong. Cardam is staying on from a long way back this side. Waldpfad is edging over towards the near side running rails. Cardam is forced to switch. Keystroke is also staying on with Barbill the far side. But the Hackwood's going to go back to Germany. Waldpfad scores in the hands of Andrea Azzini, beating Cardam, Keystroke, Don Juan Triumphant, then Barbill, and the Tin Man back in behind them. A little disappointing.
So the Germans on target in the Hackwood Stakes.
The Germans, eh? The pesky Germans. Coming over here with their well-bred horses and taking out our Group 3 sprints. I mean, I don't think there was any fluke at all about that. I remember thinking it on the day, 33-1. It's important to add context, you know. These sites were, I only started looking in about 2018. The first site was hacked quite early. And then it went on to this. It was only about the 5th or 6th article on this site. And already horses like this were being found at those odds. It was then I knew really that something incredible could happen at some point. And it was interesting that these horses were so good as they were. Because I'd always sort of thought to myself that I could pick a horse every now and again if I really tried. But it was then being proven so quickly with 33-1 shots coming in from different countries and winning. It's just an incredible sort of period of realisation And it's just gone from strength to strength to strength, really. But yeah, very interesting horse, Waldpfad. Then I was hoping after that maybe just to pinch a Group 1 or a Group 2 with him. The Group 2 in Baden-Baden was what it was. I don't think I even remember the race now, much off the top of my head. But we will take a look at his defeat in the Group 1 company, just because we can. And he'd already beaten Cardem there. Cardem like a dual Group 1 winner there. I think that I did hear other good horses in behind him in the commentary in that race as well that I know went on to win Group 1 races. So it was off to Haydock, and this day I thought a lot might have been in his favour. The ground, Haydock's always quite a soft track, isn't it? So, in my view, so let's see how the horse got on. He ran well, but let's see how well he ran.
All in. They're off. The Betfair Sprint Cup. Dream of Dreams, slowest to get away from the stalls in the blue and yellow. Dropped out in last place. The nose-banded grey Major Jumbo showing speed with Invincible Army on the right. Hello Yumzane with the white cap up between them. Then across to the left, So Perfect in the purple and white track by Cardem with a striped cap. Fairyland light blue jacket in midfield alongside the grey Forever in Dreams and orange jacket. Last year's winner, the Tin Man, slightly worse than mid-division in the dark blue. Waldpfad is on the extreme left. Brando in the yellow and purple is held up. Dream of Dreams the back marker, and it's Hello Yumzane who has a narrow advantage as they move through the halfway point. From Invincible Army on the right, Major Jumbo the grey is right there, working across further to the left. So Perfect second from the left. Cardem now beginning to breeze into it. Fairyland in the light blue jacket ridden along inside the two. Still Hello Yumzane and Invincible Army the leading pair. Cardem has come under pressure. Fairyland down the centre is staying on. Extreme left, Waldpfad is running on. Hello Yumzane deep inside the furlong, still has the advantage. The Tin Man now beginning his charge on the far side. Hello Yumzane, the Tin Man is beginning to close on the far side, but it's Hello Yumzane who holds on to win the Betfair Sprint Cup. The Tin Man went down fighting again, close for third between Waldpfad, Brando, Invincible Army and then Fairyland.
Invincible Army there, that's a stud now as well, isn't it? I mean, I thought there, you can see why they tried him over 7 furlongs, can't you? Because all he did there was look as though he weren't quite getting there. And he finished like a train in the final 100 or 200 yards. I was watching this replay, thinking, why did he finish third from there? This site's telling me he was third. But yeah, he just come through at the end, didn't he? And just pinched a few for third. To sneak, really, is probably the apt term. Group 1 placing at Haydock. But you saw there, with the Hackwood, he was dominant, I thought. Absolutely trotted all over him. And it was a good win at Hamburg as well. But the pedigree of the horse for a Stallion side is what it is. It will never change. It's a regular supply of German classic winners, really. If people want to start at 1943. Sadly, the lady who produced this site, an absolute genius of a woman, sadly died before I even found out her site existed. So, unfortunately, I was never able to thank her personally for her magnificent website. So, up to 2010 onwards, they were still coming in. Middle distance, German classic winners on this line. Is this horse going to sire any of them? Well, we don't know yet, do we? Certainly not set the German 2-year-old scene on light. But then again, he might come out and win the Winter Connigan and the Winter Faverton yet. And we might have 2 Waldpfads on the list at the end of the season. That's the beauty of horse racing. I've still got faith in this Stallion. If I've not had anything at the end of his 3-year-old campaign, though, I'll be worried for him. A bit like Waldgeist. But for now, I do think it's an interesting Stallion. Waldpfad, I do think it's very reasonably priced. That's for certain. Right, for now, I'm going to leave this video here now. What I will do is I will put a playlist to the Classic Watch 2024 horses. It's a Ledger weekend, UK and Irish St Ledger weekend. People might be able to squeeze some value out of that. Although I know really there's not many 2-year-olds running, 3-year-olds running. There's some in the older races as well. Continuous, for instance, in the Irish St Ledger's running at 4, Point Lonsdale at 5 in the same race. But yeah, we've got horses like Jan Bruegel on Grosvenor Square running for Classic Watch 24. The pedigrees for them will be on that site. And we've also got the Japanese St Ledger coming up and the other ledgers as well. But for now, I'm going to end this video here. That was just the obligatory 30-second waffle, really, for the end screens. What I will also do is I'll put up an opportunity for people who have watched this video and have chosen not to subscribe to the channel. I will also give them an opportunity to do so. But for now, thank you very much for watching this video. Let's hope Waldpfad gets the boost he needs over the next month or two. Even 1 2-year-old winner would be nice for the lad, wouldn't it, at this stage? But for now, take care, everybody. Have a fantastic day, and goodbye.